Archilles Nebula, the world of Doria. Remnants of a tyranid splinter fleet have landed and overrun a number of small settlements on the southern continent of Doria. Astropathic messages were sent to the Watch Knights, who responded to the distress signal. Upon making planetfall, the Watch Knights had been informed that there had been a number of new tyranid bioforms spotted. The Watch Knights sent out a vanguard strike force in order to recon the area where the tyranids were said to have infested and to retrieve biosamples of these new creatures. That would also help in aiding in the identification of this new tyranid splinter fleet and from where it had come from. Tyrannic birthing pods had been discovered in the one ruins, and the Watch Knight and Cursor Squad began to set up and mark targets as a Tyranid horde approached the battle zone. Desperate battle broke out as the Tyranids were able to quickly close the range and engage the Space Marines. However, the Space Marines were able to repel the initial onslaught. However, a massive Tyrannic bioform burst up from out of the ground and was able to engage Honored Mormont and severely damaged the Basilis Dreadnought. Honored Mormont was ordered to withdraw by the Invictor Warsuit, which engaged and was then able to destroy the Tyranid bioform, stopping the threat in the rear of the Watch Knights' defenses. The remaining Tyranids were quickly dispatched by the Watch Knights, who then promptly withdrew after taking biosamples, leaving only the Incursor Squad to mark the area for a follow-on strike going deeper into Tyranid-held territory. Captain Drusus led a mobile strike group up to the area and arrived just in time to encounter a Tyranid swarm approaching the battlefield. A large swarm of Tyranids appeared, led by an unidentified Tyranid bioform that was later identified as a Neurotyrant. The Neurotyrant and the Gaunts quickly overran the Incursors guarding the egg sac area and drove them out with heavy losses. Captain Drusus led his aggressors and a squad of assault marines into combat to overwhelm the Tyranids. In hand-to-hand combat, Drusus was able to kill and behead the Neurotyrant. With the death of the Neurotyrant, the rest of the swarm was easily dealt with as they were leaderless and reverted back to basic instincts and were cut down by the Watch Knights. The Watch Knights then proceeded to purge the area of all tyrannic influence, burning egg sac plants as well as taking out capillary towers and devastating the landscape so that the Tyranids could not survive in the area. They also proceeded to burn down spawning areas as they fulfilled their objective of weakening the Horde and dealing it a significant blow long enough for the Dorian PDF to fully mobilize to neutralize the threat. With that done, the Watch Knights proceeded back to orbit in order to launch a series of lance strikes in order to burn down the jungle for 30 square miles around the area of the battle site to deprive the Horde of any new sustenance, as well as in the hopes that most of the Horde would be caught in the subsequent firestorm from the lance strikes. And thus the PDF would have a far easier time taking out the remaining remnants of the Tyranid Horde. With that done, the Watch Knights proceeded to rearm, re-equip, and head back out for their next mission. So the first unit to earn a battle honor is the Aggressors unit, and we gave them Terminator honors, which means the Sergeant will have an extra attack. We went with that one simply because they typically accompany Captain Drusus, so it makes sense that they're more, Terminator capable to accompany a captain. And as you can see, it's already modeled on the Sergeant model that he actually has the Crux Terminatus medallion, so I thought that was a good pick and narrative pick, and it's only one extra attack for the Sergeant. Next squad to gain an honor is the Inceptor squad. We gave them one from the main rule book, Only the Swift Survive, adding +1 to their charge rolls and advance rolls, just because these are swift moving, and I'd like them to help them get that first round charge when they deep strike in. Seemed like a good one for them. Going forward, I'm probably going to give them in the future I don't think the marksman one works because they're assault bolters. They're spray and pray, just hose an area down. I don't see them being marksmen per se. So I think the next one, being as that they're stationed so close to the Great Rift, would probably be Purity Seals, giving them a save versus psychic attacks. I feel no pain. So I think that'll be their next one they get. But right now they just got only the Swift survive. The Invictor Warsuit still has crippling damage, battle scar on it. So it's -1 to movement and still cannot advance. However, it did earn a battle honor, and we threw on it Focus Machine Spirit, meaning it can fire at enemies in engagement range without suffering any penalties. Being as right now it's not the swiftest moving, that seemed to kind of fit. I will at some point remove that battle scar, or try to, but at the moment I'm not going to, and this kind of fits with it. So it's more just a standing, gun platform at this point. Last to gain a battle honor is the Incursor Squad. We gave it tactical repositioning, which allows it to make a 3-inch move when it is the target of a charge, allowing it to get out of the way and continue with the shoot and scoot and marking targets. And it fits pretty good when I'm using Vanguard, Spearhead, Strike Force, and which will frequently be the case. And just a good overall stratagem, and fits very well with their role. So we had 45 points left over, and we gained 2 requisition points. We spent one of those requisition points to add another 200 points so that we could add to our roster. And the first thing we did was we bought a 5-man intercessor squad to just kind of help fill out the army lists, especially when we're doing a Gladius strike force, and as well as for some of the Firestorm strike forces and the like, for them to ride in impulsors and just grab objectives. Next, we picked up another unit of Eliminators, only these ones are equipped with the last fusils, just to give us a little bit more anti-tank punch on the Vanguard Shadow Spear units. They could use a little bit more anti-tank. Plus, these also work really good for hunting characters as well. Not that the bolt rifles don't, but the last vehicle definitely has a little bit more punch versus vehicles and the like. So we thought we'd add them for anti-vehicle with our Vanguard list. And finally, we have Tech Marine Euripides. We spent our points on him just because the Watch Knights are going to be building defenses on the worlds in the Archilles Nebula, as well as repairing a number of defenses and the like, and I kind of wanted to have a Tech Marine to go with all the vehicles, as well as to just kind of fit that narrative of them building things, including the Astro Telepath Hub. Now, we spent our last requisition point in order to give him an enhancement, and since he is going to be working on all these things, we went with Adept of the Omnissiah from the Iron Storm Spearhead type. And it's once per battle round. When a saving throw has failed for a friendly Adeptus Astartes vehicle model within 6 inches of the bearer, you can change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0. Again, emphasizing that this is a defensive, fortifying kind of Tech Marine along those lines, rather than taking things like a Target Augury Web or Master of Machine War. He's all about building and defending and protecting, which is very fitting considering the Watch Knights are from an Imperial Fist offshoot. So again, they kind of have that defense and fortification theme going to them. And eventually, I'd like to actually earn enough Crusade points or honor points in a Crusade to upgrade him to a Master of the Forge. And that's where we're standing at now. And at the end, we have 0 requisition points left. We have 5 points of supply left, so only 5 points to spend on units. So we're going to have to wait till the next game. And we currently sit at 12 honor points via Crusade at the moment. And we've got 1 game left to go in the Unflinching Bulwark Crusade. We're probably not going to get anything this time around, but We're probably going to be running unflinching bulwark crusades frequently, again, as the Watch Knights are there to protect and fortify, the planets inside the Archilles Nebula. Thank you for watching. I hope you have liked and enjoyed. If you have, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.